What's up, beautiful people? It's another amazing day to be alive. Coming here live from Domination Nation Gym. I'm going to take you through an upper body workout. So my travel's kind of been inconsistent, so I haven't been able to be rigid and strict with my programming, which is okay. But I've transitioned from the initial 6-week phase of the push-pull modified split to an upper-lower split. So it's a little bit different. There are advantages and disadvantages to each training, but it's a different stimulus than the first phase. I really enjoy it. It gives me usually 1 extra day a week to recover. And it just allows me to train differently, slightly more density focused, still hitting as much frequency as I can. So check out some cool equipment. I'll take you through this workout. Tell me what you guys think.
All right, so what we're going to do is hit antagonistic muscles back and forth. So first I'm going to start with chest and back. This is always a mass building go-to move for me, the weighted push-up. This is so much more effective for me than bench press. After doing this for a long time, it's hard for me to go back to just a traditional barbell bench press because this feels so much more effective, so much safer for me than a bench press, and I'll get all the shoulder pain. So I'm using that Strong Theory bar and then just strapping some weight on it and repping out 10 to 15 reps for 3 sets. So I go from push-ups, weighted push-ups, to a pull-down movement, back and forth, about 60 to 80 seconds rest in between each superset. And here you can see me doing the pull-down movement. So I like to do my pull downs this particular way where my knees are in front of the pad because it's really more of a lat movement, and I still recruit some upper back and middle traps. Instead of right underneath, you can see my knees are in front of the pad instead of underneath the pad. So I'm just slightly posterior displaced from the movement, so it allows me to actually fully shorten and bring my elbows down in front of me. So I'm going back and forth for 3 sets. With about 60 to 80 seconds rest in between. Each successive week, I try to decrease 5 to 10 seconds and increase the weight. So I'm getting the density effect from this workout. So it really is a cardiovascular workout, as you'll see as I progress. But this is a cool way to work out and switch it up a little bit. Love using this mag bar. This cool UCS pull down I got not too long ago with a 300-pound stack is nice. And then I'm going to hit another chest and back combo, an incline chest movement to another row movement. So this is the HQ line incline press. I really like the handles on this. It's more of an outside-in chest press, kind of like the pre-core, but I like the handles on this better than the pre-core, and it's more comfortable. You don't need to use a lot of weight with this, which is why I like it as well. But I like to sit myself up high on an incline press to really get my nipples right in line with the bar so I'm not doing too much shoulder and anterior delt recruitment. So I superset from a prone grip to a neutral grip, you'll see. And I hit about 10 reps for each. Again, I'm doing a very moderate weight to try to rep out 10 to 12 reps. Because I'm density training, I'm not really training necessarily for max effort. So I superset from this movement to a row movement, but really cool machine. Love the convergence on it. And then I go to the hoist rocket row. So I'm doing a seated row where I'm doing the first 10 to 12 reps, bringing my elbows and my wrists down towards my waist. So it's more of a lat recruitment. And I'm doing the second 10 to 12 reps, bringing and keeping my hands up high. So it's more of an upper back, rhomboid, middle trap, Terry's type movement you'll see. So I love this machine. Really neat technology. You can see I'm trying to hit my upper back and traps, more of a higher pull on the second part of this movement. Back and forth in a density type of way. Love training this way because I'm getting a lot of density and volume in a short amount of time. Okay, then I finished the chest portion and the back portion with a bicep, tricep type of routine where there's little rest in between, so I'm going more for blood flow and pump. So this is the Nautilus 50-degree chest. I go for 10 to 12 reps. So I'm going to go from the Nautilus 50-degree chest straight to the one of the Nautilus Nitro decline press, which is right next to it. This is a cool machine. I try to keep my head against the pad and my chin slightly tucked in so that it's really more chest and less deltoid, although there is some deltoid recruitment. And then I go to this Nautilus Nitro decline fly, which is a cool machine. I like to superset with my elbows in the crux of the pad, and then I actually put my hands on the pad and do it. So it's a cool way to superset. Really nice movement pattern on this machine. And then the last portion, I'm going to do just a cable pec fly. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much, sometimes, so it's trying to find that balance. I just love the feel of just filling these pecs with blood, with really short rest periods, with moderate weight, with the fly type movement. So this is kind of standing in a hammer strength bench with a cable machine behind me to stabilize my core and to really focus on that squeeze and contraction. All right, so then I'm going to finish the back portion with kind of a superset FST style, short rest, blood flow, contraction, pump type style. So check this out. This is the Stairmaster pull down. One of my favorite Selectorized pull downs. I'm supersetting from a high row to an actual 60-degree pull down. So check this out. I grab the neutral handles and I grab the overhand handles. I'm allowing it to stretch and I'm trying to keep my torso upright. So it's really more of a high row. You can see the angle. That's a high row. That's not a pull down. Now check this out. I lean in against the pad with my feet behind me, grab the wide grip. This kills the teres. The teres and a little bit of the lat. It feels absolutely amazing. So not sure why this machine's unappreciated. Got this from a friend, but you can check this out. I'm leaning against the pad, grabbing it high, and really focusing on bringing my elbows down and following that sort of arced pattern of the movement. So it's an excellent feel, safe way to do this, and really just kills the teres and a little bit of the lats as well. So 3 sets back to back to back, about 30 seconds to 40 seconds rest in between each superset. I kind of just love this. I always resort back to this way of training because it's so effective for me, and it does not leave my nervous system fried and allows me to train more frequently. So then we're going to move into the second portion where I'm going to hit some shoulders and arms. So this is one of my go-to shoulder presses, well, all the shoulder presses I have, just because of the movement path. It really hits all 3 heads of the deltoid, where the movement path is more posterior. So this is the Bodymaster CXI 280. So in between these upper body sessions, I actually ate some jelly beans to give me some energy, because the upper body section is a little long compared to lower body. Sometimes I'll switch this up into AM and PM workouts when I'm doing upper body. But this day I had more time, so I did it all at once. But I did need a little nutrition, a little bit of sugar in my system to replenish me before I hit shoulders in the arm portion. So love this machine. I'm hitting 3 sets of 10 reps-ish, about 60 to 90 seconds rest in between. I find my shoulders don't need a ton of pressing. It just wears me out, especially after I've done chest. So I like to incorporate lateral raise movements or cable raise movements in just about every workout. So check this out. This is the P3 wall-mounted lateral raise out of a company in Lithuania. I got this several years back. I mounted this such that I can superset. You're going to see I superset from standing to seated to kneeling. I just love this superset. I've been playing around with this. So I'm doing about 15 reps at each station, back to back superset fashion, with about 30 to 45 seconds rest in between each superset. So the deltoids really can take more volume. And honestly, for hypertrophy purposes, they always respond better to lateral raise type movements as opposed to pressing movements. I just find so many people do way too much pressing. They never let their shoulders recover, and there's always this crossover of soreness between anterior deltoids from chest pressing and from actual deltoid recruitment and movement. So this is the seated portion, which is pretty cool. So the machine allows me to just drop it down 4 to 5 holes, just bang to bang to bang. So I kind of lean forward a little bit to really go along the scapular plane, looking for 15 reps-ish from each section. So you can see from this angle, I'm kind of leaning forward on this hammer strength bench facing backwards. Just really effective. The machine itself is so simple, but it feels really smooth. So this is the last portion. I'm actually kneeling. So I've got the machine all the way down to the very bottom setting, and I'm actually kneeling on a pillow. So this is why I love this setup, because I can hit it from all different angles. So the kneeling hits it slightly different. I'm able to brace my core. It kind of feels like my Cybex kneeling lateral raise, just with a different handle configuration. So I just love this machine. It's simple. Unfortunately, it's not in the US, but I think you can get it shipped overseas. But 3 sets of this back to back to back, from standing to seated to kneeling, just really hammers the delts without too much chronic fatigue. And then the last portion, I'm just going to hit 1 superset of arms. So I'm going to go from the Medix bicep machine. Check out the way I use this. I love to sit back with the seat all the way down. So I want to give myself a mechanical disadvantage. And I'm trying to get shoulder flexion and elbow flexion. So I actually get a little shoulder flexion. Because of the way the pad's oriented, it rolls with you. It is really the most effective tabletop bicep machine I've used because of the pad and because of the strength curve of the Medix technology. It's just fantastic. So this is one of my go-to bicep machines of all the other ones I have too. You can see this angle. I really like to try to get some shoulder flexion and elbow flexion and really put myself in a position all the way down so I'm getting complete contraction. So, and then I finished with a tricep movement on this hoist rocket tricep extension. Had this for a while, but I continue to return to it because of the free movement of it. It's got the pre-stretched foot pedal, and it just puts me in a position to do this effectively. You can do this with 2 ropes or 2 long ropes and a cable machine as well, which I often do. This is just me varying it up, because the beauty is the arms give you free movement. I'm going to superset from an overhead tricep extension to a push press type movement, which is the beauty of this machine. It allows me to do back and forth supersets to hit the shorthand and then longhand at all 3 heads of the tricep. And again, just quickly showing you the push press portion. So for me, my arms don't need a ton of volume. They just need frequent short bursts of activity and stimulation.
So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more exciting videos, more exciting, cool equipment. Really appreciate your time. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Have an amazing day.